All right, I'm here to talk to you a little bit about the digital tool that I use, and it is called MobyMax. Let me tell you a little bit about it first, and then I'll go in and dive deep into the digital app. MobyMax finds and fixes learning gaps with the power of personalized instruction for each student. MobyMax is an interactive curriculum that creates an individualized plan for allowing gifted students to progress in as quickly as they can, and then ensuring those remedial students to get a little bit of extra instruction. The curriculum teaches students to become better problem solvers, and it dives into critical thinking. Students are very engaged and get a deeper knowledge of the concepts that we're learning in class as well. It offers all the subject areas, and it's built from the Common Core standards. When we first started MobyMax at the beginning of the year, my students took a placement test in reading and math to see what grade level they were at. Since this is a supplement, students start where they have gaps and they learn at their own pace. Students using MobyMax while I am teaching in a small group, and other students have to be self-regulated learners and doing the MobyMax lessons. My students have expressed to me that the lessons are fun and motivated. Yesterday, most of my students got some prizes from MobyMax, like a shirt, a bag, or a t-shirt. And this is all from just using the app. Recently, in reading, we've been working on point of view, and I can put and add lessons to reading in the skills literature, and I will get into that here in a minute. And they could gain more knowledge on the point of view. I can also see if they are understanding the concept that we're learning. If I notice one of my students are not on grade level, I can see where they're at and add some lessons if they need a little bit of extra more help. I also can put lessons on science and on the social studies portion. So I'm going to dive deep into where I can add those lessons. I'm going to go into MobyMax Learning right here. And here is where I can add all of the different subjects of lessons. The most of the time we work on math, reading, and skills, and I've recently just added on science because we were doing the water cycle, so I wanted to check in to see of their understanding there. I'm going to go into skills and literature, and as a whole fifth grade, we have the whole fifth grade on here. There's about 75 kids, so I'm going to dive in and just try to get my class. I'm going to go to sort and filter, Marshall. And right now, as you can see, here's the current lessons that they are working on. Here's some of the scores of some of my students that you can see, and see how long they've been on them as well. Here I can go to lessons and assign lessons. Let's go to the whole room. Let's say that they are not on grade level. I can go to grade 4 and type in point of view, search, and here's 3 different options about point of view, and we can see that this lesson is in grade 3 or in grade 5. Maybe there's not a grade 4 point of view, so I could either, if they're right underneath that grade 4, I can also put this on there and assign that to all of my class. I'm not going to do that though, because I just added some. Here, as you can see, here's a short answer questions that some of my students have gotten. I'm going to click on Jaden because he has 4. Here it says, think about a book you have recently read. First, describe an example of a main event from the book, then explain how you know it is the main event. He has been reading Hatchet, so in this book, a main event is that Brian survived a plane crash when the pilot had a heart attack mid-flight. It is a main event because it leads to the rest of the book when he must survive in the woods with only a hatchet. I can go ahead and sign this. I can also fix any errors that he might have in this, and it will send it right back to him to see his mistakes, and that feedback is what he's wanting to see. All right, I'm going to go back out, and I'm going to explain assessments and also our interactive. Interactive is I can get on here, and we recently were talking about multiplying numbers as a review, and I can go in here and I can teach this whole entire thing as like either a small group or a whole group lesson, and we can go through the problems and how to do that. Usually if I'm doing this, we're using whiteboards during this time and doing it all together so I can see where they are at. I am back to my main screen here at MobyMax Central. Here I can also use MobyMax assessments. Here I can either give a benchmark, adaptive diagnostic. This is where they took their foundation test at the very beginning. Here, the fluency test. Usually they are using the multiplication right now since it's still the beginning of 5th grade to get practice on those math facts. I'm also going to show you one more thing about MobyMax. Here is where students can get their prizes. As you can see, we're in a contest right now. Here's my class, Marshall's Marshmallows. We've been using it as much as we can. Other classes have, but this contest will not start until November 11th. This is where they can earn all of their prizes at. Earn a 10-month Amazon gift card every month. Depending on how many lessons I can go in and assign for those are adding to my Amazon gift card. One thing I also wanted to talk about was the ethical concerns that could occur with using this tool. Some of the concerns could be that the students could share their passwords and log into each other's accounts, or they could share their Chromebooks. I do want to add that this is a paid resource from our district, and there is, if you guys want to use it, I know there is a free trial. Next, you will see some of my students using it and what they think of MobyMax.
I like reading in math and science and social studies in MobyMax because how easy and how it really teaches you more about what your teacher is already teaching you. She gives a lesson on MobyMax, and then she says do math, reading, and then when you click on it, it just pops up a little fun screen, and then it gives you a problem to do. So then this one would be like, yeah, that's right. Oops. And then if you don't do all your work, as you can see, it tells you that you're doing it wrong and you have to do more work. Then if you go back home, your teacher can give you a bunch of lessons that is like, it tells you where you're at in each lesson. Because I'm like in progress on this one, but this one I haven't started, and she assigned that one. And it just gives you a list of the most recent ones that were posted, so you know what to do.
I like MobyMax because it's so easy to get from one place to another. Let's say I want to go to math, boom, I'm at math. I want to go to reading, boom, I'm at reading. I want to go to science or social studies, boom and boom. I'm there so fast. You can do skills review when your teacher wants to review your skills. And in reading, there are the little fun thing to look at for a second, and then you get all your lesson topics.
How can you tell when a character is talking in a story?
Then it gives you a question, but beforehand it gives you a little tutorial. And these stars, if you get the question 100% correct, then you get a full star. If you get it after your second try, half a star. If you don't get it at all, then you get a blank star. And if you don't answer it, it's like that. There are also many buttons. This is to show you the tutorial again. this button is to show the table of contents of your thing, and this is telling you your session minutes. The actual minutes will be like 5 minutes, and if you were gone for it, then it will be like 3. And then this button with just lines is hint, zoom, and sound.